Hey guys, so I finished reading Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, and I think I'm going to have a bit of an unpopular opinion here, but I did not love this one. I don't even know if I can really say that I liked it. I didn't dislike it. This just didn't do it for me. Now, I will say I went in with really high hopes because of all of the rave reviews it's gotten and the way everyone really talks about this one. And also on top of that, Catch the Sun, also by Jennifer Hartman, was my top read of 2024. So I kind of went in this expecting a lot. Okay. I also was really scared to read this because I had heard how this was just such a hard read and it would emotionally destroy you and this and that. I even asked people, I'm like, on a scale of 0 to 10, how bad is this going to wreck me? And people were saying 10,000, 1 million. So I was like even nervous going into this. So it didn't wreck me. It didn't emotionally wreck me. It didn't even make me cry. Now I don't know what that says about me as a reader, as a person, but it did it. Now Catch the Sun, her other book, that had me bawling. So for whatever reason, this one just didn't touch me as much. Now there is definitely some hard content in here. So check your trigger warnings. There is murder, kidnapping, suicide attempt, self harm, miscarriage. So definitely check the trigger warnings. A lot of material in here is sad or what could be devastating to many. But I found myself kind of a little bit more angry than sad at the material. So a brief synopsis for those of you who haven't read it. Basically, the FMC Cora and the MMC Dean get kidnapped together by a serial killer. Dean happens to be the FMC's fiance, and they are really due to get married in just a short amount of time. Now, Cora and Dean have always kind of been like enemies. They've always had this like hate relationship with each other, this picking on each other, pranking, banter back and forth. And so now they're forced to be together in this basement of a serial killer. They went to a really hard ordeal together and they really relied on each other for their survival. Not only were they relying on each other for their survival, but they were also forced to do unthinkable things at the hands of this serial killer. So of course, coming out of this, their relationship and just who they were as people was completely different. Now, where I feel things went wrong is that they were not honest from the first moment. They should have been honest with their family, especially the one who they really need to be honest for. So I felt that their moves and the way they went about things was wrong. I did not like what they were doing, and I'm trying to say this without spoilers for those of you who haven't read it, but I didn't really like the things that they were doing and how they were going about things. Previously, they had no choice. Post, they absolutely had the choice, and they repeatedly made what I believe to be the wrong choice. I also feel there was a point in time where the FMC became really insufferable to me. I understand she was angry. I understand she was dealing with a lot of issues and mental health things and trauma, but she was selfish. She was manipulative. She would say mean spirited things when she didn't get her way. And there was one particular scene that pretty much turned me completely off, and that is when they were, getting busy, things were happening, and she has a very specific request in the act. And I thought it was kind of sick, and I think it just, turned me off, especially knowing that things shouldn't have been happening in the way that they were. There was a lot of background information. So it goes between present tense and past tense. And the past tense was just kind of a lot of background information that I feel was an attempt to justify the things they were going on so that it made it a little bit more palatable. But I overall just thought things were wrong and it was wrong. So this just really didn't do it for me and resonate for me. I can see why people might have loved it. I will say it was still engaging and kept my attention. It was a really quick read. I mean, it's 300 pages, but I think I read this in less than 40 hours. But overall, I just didn't connect with this read. If you've read this, comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you loved it, great. Let's chat about it. If you agree with me, please let me know. So I always like to know when I'm not alone when I have a thought on a book. But all right, guys, thank you for listening. Bye.